I appreciate those of you who joined me on my stream last night. You know, the watch party. Thank you all for coming in, especially Alex Aguilar. Man, he was a great contributor towards that. So it was nice to meet you. Today's guest, I've got. You know, I was just telling him before I went off. I don't get to interview too many straight kickboxers nowadays, and it's always a pleasure because it's a very great sport that probably doesn't get quite the attention it needs to for lack of promotion or something like that. That's why guys like me are around. That's what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest is this time is Mr. Gabriel Veksler. Hey, bro. You doing okay?
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, man. The pleasure is all mine, sir. So you got a kickbox. You got a bout coming up. Tell me more about that. When is it?
June 28th at the Amazura nightclub for ECF.
Where's that at? What city?
In Queens at the Amazura.
Okay, yeah. I've been to New York City one time, but it's such a big city that I just don't know all the venues.
Yeah.
So, okay.
There's a lot out there.
Oh yeah. So I have. Is there any way that guys like me can catch it?
Yeah. So it's going to be on Amazon Prime, Roku, I believe Millions, and a few other streaming platforms.
Okay, cool. You'll have to. I'm not sure if we're friends on Instagram or not. I'm going to fix that, but I'll have to write you to remind me or whatever. Because
I'll remind you.
Please do. So, how long are you a pro or amateur yet?
Amateur, and this is my sixth fight.
Okay, yeah, you got time. How old are you now?
25.
Oh yeah, you got time. You're good. Shoot, I mean, I haven't dealt with a lot of, like I was telling you at the beginning, I haven't dealt with a lot of kickboxers, but the thing about it is that there's always this thing about people wanting to evolve to MMA, and I'm like, dude, kickboxing's fine just the way it is.
Yeah, everyone always asks me, when are you going to go to MMA? I'm like, I like kickboxing.
Yeah. That's why I didn't ask, because I figured, that's why I didn't ask you, because I'm like, that's kind of the number one question, are you going to go to MMA? But kickboxing's fine the way it is. And, obviously you go to places like China and Thailand and parts of Germany and stuff like that, and it's real popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super popular out there.
Yeah. Now, I haven't ever been to Europe or Asia. But if I did, that would be like one of the things I would like. What would I do when I'm in Europe? I'd go see a kickboxing bout or a boxing bout or some sort of combat bout over, and then go see music. So that would be my two things: music and combat sports.
That sounds like a fun time out there.
Yeah. Well, I can do everything else here in America.
True.
Did you grow up in Queens?
No, I grew up in Old Bridge, New Jersey.
I'm not familiar with Old Bridge, New Jersey. How far is that from Queens?
Like an hour and a half. It's in Central. Near Central.
Okay, I was just curious because I have, like I said, in 2015, I went up to New York. Great experience. Got to see Queens. Drove by where Daryl McDaniels from Run DMC grew up. I was taking a tour bus, and it was Daryl McDaniels grew up in Queens as well. Mm-hmm. And I saw his place that he grew up in. So
that's sick.
Yeah, man, I loved it. I thought it was a great experience. But there's not a whole lot of popularity when it comes to. I mean, like, it seems like the South and California's right now seem to be where the combat sports is right now, because as opposed to 15, 20 years ago, it was a lot more popular in the New York area, but somehow that's dying out. Can you explain that?
Yeah, I don't know. With the pro scene, yeah, you're right. Definitely it is dying out, but amateur, there's a lot of promotions in New York, especially for kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
There's Dead Serious does shows in New York, Flex does shows in New York, ECF does shows in New York, Warriors Cup, Freedom, all those, they all do it at the Melrose and stuff.
Okay, yeah, because I know that, like, I've probably interviewed 15 people in the last 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And they're all from either California, Texas, Florida. I think I had one from the Carolinas or whatever. But there's this upper East Coast thing, New England, New York, all this stuff seems to be missing out right now. And boxing, is pretty much synonymous with the Boston area.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, boxing is huge up there, or at least it was. But why are they not getting the recognition? And I want to change that again. And then obviously, why I want to change it, because I want to be able to have an excuse as the media to come up there and somebody fly me up there and let me cover this stuff. So
yeah, no, that's sick.
Absolutely. So tell me about what's your weight class?
I fight at 35 to 40, sometimes 45 if it's the right fight.
Okay. I'm not familiar with the weight classes in kickboxing as much. Bantamweight. Okay. Okay, so that's the same as MMA. 35 is bantamweight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it is, but that's the one thing that I think is killing, straight up boxing, and has been for decades, is that there's 16 different weight classes. It's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, in just boxing, there's so many different weight classes. It's crazy.
I get it. For health purposes, I think it's best because, when I see these other combat sports where they're cutting like there's a 20-pound difference, even a 10-pound difference, that could really mean the between life and death for some of these guys, especially when they're cutting weight.
So I drop like 20 pounds. I walk at 160.
Oh, nice.
So I normally walk around at 160, 161.
Are you nuts? That's a lot of weight to be cutting, my friend.
I start early. I start the weight cut pretty early.
Oh, man. I know. I work.
I start changing the diet.
Every time I hear somebody talking about they cutting 20 pounds, I'm like, are you nuts? I mean, like, I worry about y'all's health, but but you know what? You're young enough, you could do it. You're young enough, you can do it. But it kills me every time I see these guys. Like, people were judging Jose Aldo because he was 8 pounds over, or 7-8 pounds over the weight limit for his fight that he just had, and then retired right afterwards. I'm like, dude, that is not an easy
anymore. Yeah, like
it's just
all the years of making weight. The last one, he probably just didn't even care anymore.
Yeah, and he just wasn't confident enough to be able to fight at 155 either, because that would have solved that problem very easily,
Yeah.
Because it's 10 pounds. It's a lot when you're in that little margin of being overweight and underweight in fighting, but it's not a tremendous amount when it comes to like life. Sometimes people put on 10 pounds in a day on Thanksgiving, but
yeah.
But that's always like one of my biggest conversation pieces when it comes to fighters is the weight cut. Because, man, I love the heavyweights. Don't get me wrong; they hit hard. They're hit hard. They have the explosiveness, especially if they're agile. But they don't have the tenacity, it seems like, to be able to cut that weight because they've never had to. If you don't have to do something, how do we know what kind of how tough and tenacious you are?
That's true.
So I love that's one thing I love about combat sports. There's, when I see these people, that's what I hate. I do my streams from behind my computer here, and I absolutely love it because I don't have to be around a bunch of stupid guys in a bar who think, oh man, I could kick his ass or I could do this. I'm like, you probably could step in there and fight somebody. You'd lose, but obviously, you wouldn't be able to do the stuff that it takes to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, is your diet pretty strict?
Yeah, it's pretty strict.
See what I'm saying? That's something that I promote. It's like, I mean, obviously I don't, God did not bless me with the discipline at this point in my life to be able to eat properly. But man, y'all have to eat properly. How many days a week are you in the gym training?
Pretty much every day. I take like one day off.
Yeah. And, obviously, I would, and obviously I'm not your coach, but like I don't know what the recommended is, but if you're getting enough rest, then that's cool, but.
Yeah, I recover myself and stuff. While like if there like certain days, if I have 2 sessions planned and I'm not feeling that 100%, I'll do the first one, then I'll recover later in the day. I won't do the second one, but at minimum one.
Yeah. Well, I remember I was watching Rich Franklin when he first lost his fight to Anderson Silva, when he lost his title. He was training like 6 days a week. And then all of a sudden, but he was 31 years old, and about to be 32. And they said, hey, man, his coach said, look, you're going to take 2 days a week off now. You're going to take 2 days a week off from training and resting. When at the time I was in my mid-20s. When I turned 32, I said, yeah, I'm the type now that if I had to do training in the gym and stuff like that, I would have to take at least 2 days off. So
Yeah, I'm young. I'm trying to take advantage of all the time I can
yeah.
and absorb everything I can like a sponge.
How long have you been training?
6 years.
Yeah. So you've
Like
been
two
doing
and a
it.
half.
Hopefully, go ahead. What were you saying?
Competing for like two and a half around.
Yeah. Well, luckily you have that, let's see. So you're 25, you were 19 at the time. One thing about it is that as long as you don't get hurt and have too much time off, I think you'll be fine. I really do.
Mhm. Yeah, you're
It,
right.
I noticed that some of the best fighters, I saw a guy won a fight last night at 37 years old. He wasn't like overly dominant, but he was a clear definitive winner.
Mhm.
And I followed him, and I think it was because, and a lot of it contributes to him taking care of himself. Like,
Yeah, you got to take care of yourself. Recovery is important. The weight cut's important. It makes all the difference on fight day.
yeah,
Whether you're going to be dehydrated, feeling strong, you got to
yeah.
cut.
What what kind of gym do you go to? Is it is it a boxing gym? Is it an MMA gym?
So my home gym is Dante Rivera MMA
Okay.
and BJJ, and I travel to get training in at Driven and at Nick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Cool.
work with this Ukrainian coach named Yarek. He coaches. He used to coach a bunch of UFC fighters, and he moved here from Ukraine.
The name sounds familiar. The name
Yarek
sounds,
Fedorovich.
yeah, it sounds familiar. I can't put my finger on it, but all these, when I talk to people and stuff like that, names get dropped
He was
around.
he is striking coach. He was from
You were
UFC.
lagging out. Who's striking coach was he?
Coach for Jan Blankowitz and
Mhm.
Patiera UFC,
Yeah, I know who they are. That's
as
awesome.
well as other as well as other pro fighters from Ukraine and Poland.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have a full time job while you're doing this?
I do, yeah. I work
So,
remotely as a recruiter for Verizon.
okay, good, good. Uh, is there a lady friend in your life these days, or?
Yes, my girlfriend Laura. I've been with her for 7 years.
Oh
Soon,
man,
pretty soon,
good.
she's gonna go from girlfriend to wife.
Oh, fantastic. How does she feel about all this, all the fighting and stuff like that?
She worries, but ultimately she's supportive.
Every time I ask, I don't ask that question too often, but every time I do, it's always there's always mixed answers. There's never no generic answer to that, because some guys are like, oh, she's great. She's been my rock. She wants me to, no, she wants me to do this so that I can have some fulfillment. Then some of them are like, oh, she just wants to, oh, she doesn't want me to do it all. She just puts up with it. She threatens to break up with me every week.
That's how the first year went. That's how, because it was a big adjustment. It was a big adjustment for her to like from seeing me so much, and then I started going into the gym like 2 times a day
Yeah.
every.
Oh, I couldn't.
But we adjusted our schedule too, so now we still see each other a lot.
Oh, good, good. I'm glad to hear that. And so, but you've been with her 7 years, so yeah, you need to put a ring on it.
Yeah, yeah, it's about time.
Yeah. So, I mean, does she ever? I mean, not to ask dumb questions, but has she been to every one of your fights?
I don't let her go to the fights.
No kidding.
I can't.
That's a first. I've
That,
never heard that
that's
before.
that's like one person that if she's there, it'll throw my game off.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
Even
I
her
can see
parents,
that. I remember. Do
but
what?
her, no. If she's in there and I hear her voice, it's gonna throw my game off. If I see her
Okay, I
like
can see that.
over,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. But I've never heard nobody say that. I mean, I just covered an event. I was actually at the event as media a couple weeks ago. And, this guy and his wife are actually both fighters. One of them, his wife is actually a power slapper, and she's working his corner.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that.
So it's like, I'd never have heard that before, which I respect your decision. I mean, believe me, it's a mental game just as much,
Yeah, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it, like, because I know
no,
how I am.
right. Not to
I
mention,
almost did once though, like how you said one time when I thought I wasn't gonna have many people that are able to come out and corner me. I straight up told her, "Hey, you might have to come hold the bucket," and she was down. She was excited to.
yeah, just she doesn't resent that, does she? Not being able to come.
No, no, she's still watching.
Okay,
She watches from home.
okay, good. As long as she's not
I just have
resentful.
to pretend. I just pretend she's not there. She's not watching. It has nothing to do with her. Just focus.
You know what? And to be honest with you, women's minds going, stereotypically going like 100 different directions. Sometimes she may not be.
Yeah.
She may not. She may be. She may be on the phone with one of her friends, or eating a snack or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
I just know if I bring her to the fight, I better win. Because if I don't, she might swing on them in the parking lot. She's like that. She'll be like, "All right, round two with me. Let's go."
yeah, no, that would
She's
be
ride or die.
awesome.
She's ride or die. If I don't get it done, she'll try.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that is awesome, man. That is awesome. Tell me, do you know who your opponent is, or do you know anything about him?
I do. I do. He's Stephen Wilson from
Okay.
Rockton. He's the current champ.
He's the what?
He's the current champ.
Oh,
He
so
won the
are you
belt
going up
his
for?
last fight. I'm fighting him for the title. Yeah, it's a 5-round main event.
Oh, good, good. Okay, okay. I didn't know if it was an exhibition or not.
No, yeah, this is the main event for the belt.
Oh, fantastic, man. Look, I got to figure out how to watch this thing, man. I mean, it's the
Watch.
28th, you said?
28th, yeah. I'll make sure you can watch. I'll send you the
Okay, yeah, I'd
information
like
and
to.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. We'll follow each other. Yeah, you'll have to look me up on Instagram, or I'll follow you or whatever. I don't know if we're friends on Instagram yet or not, but oh man, I got to see this. I mean,
Yeah,
I
this
got to
is
figure out a way.
guaranteed fireworks. And there's animosity too. Me and them, we've been going back and forth. Their coach. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one. Yeah. There's no bad blood lost.
What is this? Does the coach talk a lot of shit or something like that?
Oh yeah, he's a talker.
You
He's
know
a
what?
talker.
Like, yeah, I don't know why these coaches think that it's okay to,
It's
once you've
okay
had
though.
your.
I talk too. It's all right. I like to get under their skin as well.
Yeah, but the coaches. Yeah, but the coaches need to be the ones that are. The coaches need to be the level-headed ones, not the fighters.
That's true. That's true. Yep,
I
their coach said that after this fight, I'm gonna have a reality check and I'm gonna change my path in life and either become a gardener or a chef, according to him. So we'll
what?
see. Yeah, so we'll see.
Oh man, you know what? You'd be like, hey,
Going
like that's you know what? If I do reverse psychology, I'd be like, hey man, what's wrong with that? I know a guy that's
right? I'm
I
good at
know a guy
both. Like,
that's
what are you talking about?
I know a guy that has a gardening business that makes six figures. So what's up, baby?
Yeah, and he said, you know what the funniest thing? He said it in Russian too. That's the
In
language that I
Russia,
speak. He said
what
that to
are
me in Russian. He must have had some Russian kid telling him how to type it.
da?
Little Korean guy typing in Russian was ironically hilarious.
I'm gonna be careful because I haven't interviewed a Russian yet. I've interviewed Germans and British, but I had two British guys in one day last week. But I've not interviewed anybody from Mother Russia. Ugh.
So I'm Ukrainian, but I speak Russian.
Are you Ukrainian?
Yeah, they call me Gabe the Ukrainian Grizzly Veksler.
I love it. I did not. Man, that's cool. That's what's up. No, I didn't imagine. I mean, of course, that's what I love about the North. That's what I love about the northern part of this country. There's such a melting pot of different nationalities up there. Like,
Yeah, it's very
absolutely.
diverse around here.
Okay, I just now noticed the shirt, so I apologize, but
Yep. No,
that's
it's all good.
that is so cool, man. I appreciate, man. So, all right, so do you got anything to say before I let you go, and then we'll let you promote the fight as well.
Stay tuned. June 28th, guaranteed fireworks. I promise you, it's not going the distance. One of us is going to sleep, and it's not going to be me.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure talking to this guy, man. Shoot, Gabriel
Pleasure.
Veksler,
Thank
man.
you for having me.
Of course, man. If you ever want to do this again, schedule it, man. I got you, and we can talk in between, man. Shoot, I mean, we're friends now, so we're good.
Yeah, we can mid fight week.
Sounds good, my friend. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys at home for watching the Hank Russell Invitation. Until next time, peace.
Peace.